Most digital products don't fail at launch. They fail 6 months later when they can't scale, can't attract investment, and have to be rebuilt from scratch. And the reason's almost always the same. The project started with a guess instead of a plan, and a cheap quote instead of an honest one. We've been building digital products for over 20 years, and the hardest conversations we have are with founders and product leaders who've already spent $50,000, sometimes more, and now need to spend twice that to fix what was built. This page and this video exists because we think you deserve better. Maybe you've been burned by an agency before and you're trying to make a smarter decision this time. Maybe you've Googled what an app costs and got answers ranging from $10,000 to $500,000 with no explanation of why. Maybe you're a product leader who knows exactly what you need built, but you can't get a straight number without sitting through 3 sales calls and 6 discovery sessions. Whatever your situation, you're on this page because you want real numbers and real answers. So let's get to it. Before we talk about specific numbers, I want to give you some context, because the range of what digital products cost is genuinely enormous, and understanding why is the most valuable thing you can take away from this video. The hard truth is, a $20,000 app and a $200,000 app are not the same product. A $200,000 app built well and a $200,000 app built poorly are not the same product either. We regularly speak with founders who spent $30,000 to $80,000 with an offshore agency or vibe coded their way through to MVP and receive something they can't scale, can't show investors, and can't maintain without the original team. Build once or pay twice. It's not a catchphrase, it's what we've watched happen again and again to businesses that chose the cheaper option and ended up paying for it twice. Once you build it wrong, and once you build it right. So what actually makes the cost go up? Things like platform. So building for both iOS and Android adds 40 to 60% of your development costs compared to a single platform. Cross-platform frameworks like React Native and Flutter can help reduce these, but we need to choose carefully as some projects, they'll come with trade-offs. Back-end complexity, real-time features, payment processing, third-party integrations, complex data models, proprietary AI models. This is where cheap quotes fall apart most often, and the back end is where corners get cut first and where the biggest surprises come from. User roles, a customer, a vendor, an admin, each need separate workflow and permissions. These user types can genuinely double the scope of a single role product. Most agencies don't tell you that upfront. Compliance, if you're in healthcare, finance, or government, HIPAA, PCI, or ISO requirements add real architecture costs. You can't retrofit compliance into a live system. Building it from the start is always cheaper. And finally, post-launch. A product isn't finished at launch. Real users surface real problems. Budget at least 15 to 25% of your build costs annually for maintenance, iteration, and support. Anybody who doesn't tell you that at the start isn't being upfront. Now, before I walk you through our specific investment ranges, there's one thing I need to understand about how we work. Every project we build starts with discovery and prototype phase. That phase produces an investor-ready prototype, full technical architecture plan, a complete feature scope document, and an accurate fixed price build estimate. It exists for one reason. Any number we give you before we understand what you're building is a guess. And in 20 years of building digital products, we've seen what guesses lead to. Scope creep, surprise invoices, rebuilds at twice the original cost. Discovery is how we make sure that doesn't happen to you. It's also why when we give you a fixed price quote, we stand behind it. So what does it actually cost to build with eBPearls? Our investment range, they're based on 900 real projects delivered over 20 years. And here's what it looks like in practice. For an MVP, a focused product, single platform, core feature set, built for validation and your first real users, you're looking at 50 to 120,000. 3 to 5 months, this is the right starting point for most founders. For a full growth product, multi-platform, complex backend, payment processing, real-time features and scalable architecture, 100 to 300,000, 5 to 9 months. Or for an enterprise platform, dedicated engineering squad, custom architecture, AI and ML features, compliance frameworks, long-term roadmap, 200,000 and up. 6 to 12 months on a rolling engagement. Let me give you some real examples so those numbers mean something. A funded startup needed a focused mobile MVP, one platform, clean backend, core feature set, $70,000 over 4 months. They had 5,000 active users before month 6. A two-sided marketplace, iOS and Android, Stripe payment, real-time messaging, vendor portal, 110,000 over 5 months. An enterprise field workplace app for 500 plus technicians, SAP integrations, offline first architecture, SLA backend support, 240,000 over 7 months. 3 very different products, 3 very different investments, none of them guesses. Every single one of them started with a discovery phase. You have endless options when choosing a development partner. So I want to be straight with you about who we're right for and who we're not. We don't build $5,000 apps. The economics of quality don't work at that price point. If you need something built quickly with no scoping process, we're probably not the right fit. We don't begin development without a discovery phase. Because projects that skip scoping spend 40 to 60% more than the original quote. If you're looking for the cheapest quote, we probably won't be it. And we'd rather tell you that now than have you find out 3 meetings in. But if you're a founder who wants to build something that's built to last, not just something that works today, if you're a product leader who needs an engineering partner who understands your business, not just your backlog, or if you're an enterprise team that needs ISO-aligned delivery, team based in Australia, and post-launch support that's actually in the contract, well, then you're already starting to understand the difference between building once and paying twice. And we'd love to talk. If you've watched this far, you're probably serious about building something. The next step is a free 30-minute discovery call. Tell us what you're trying to build. We'll give you an honest investment range based on what you describe, tell you which engagement model makes the most sense, and answer every question you've got, including the uncomfortable ones about what happens if scope changes, what post-launch support actually looks like, and whether we're generally the right fit for what you're building. If you're talking to other agencies at the same time, bring those conversations. We're happy to help you think it through, even if it means pointing you somewhere else. No obligation, no pitch, just a straight conversation. Scroll down, explore the page, and when you're ready, we'd love to hear what you're building.